Hare Krishna. Get serious about not taking yourself too seriously. Sometimes some people are too formal, too standoffish, too self-conscious about everything that they do. And then others may tell up, lighten up, man. Don't take yourself too seriously. Don't take things so seriously. Now, this might just be some friendly advice, but it can be valuable advice because we often tend to take small things too seriously. When some small thing may go wrong, and in our mind we make it bigger and bigger and bigger until we feel that because of that small thing going wrong, the whole world has come crashing down. And like that, we may have our own mental idiosyncrasies because of which we take small things too seriously and subject ourselves to too much anxiety. Now, for example, say if we are watching a cricket match and say India, we are from India and India loses. After all, it's a match. What is the big deal about India losing? Sometimes people take it so seriously that, say, some youth in Sri Lanka, after Sri Lanka lost in a final, they committed suicide. So here, taking oneself too seriously, here they've taken the sports of cricket too seriously. They have taken their idea of they being Sri Lankans and they being Sri Lankan fans too seriously, and thus they have got themselves into unnecessary trouble and misery. So the we can save ourselves a lot of trouble by learning not to take things too seriously. Of course, there are times when there are things just serious and we may take them flippantly, but that is a different situation. We have to understand that presently our existence has two dimensions. We are spiritual beings existing in material bodies in the material world. So our existence has a spiritual and a material dimension. Because we are presently materially attached, so we think that our pleasure and purpose of life will all be fulfilled at the material level, and that's why we take material things very seriously, in fact too seriously at times. And on the other hand, although we are spiritual beings, we do not realize our spiritual identity, and that's why spiritual things often we take very lightly. So the Bhagavad-gita tells us that actually we need to shift our consciousness from the material to the spiritual level. And shifting the consciousness towards the spiritual level means not taking material things too seriously. So it tells in 2.13 that we are not the body, we are the soul. In 2.14 it tells, therefore, tolerate material upheavals. And 2.15 says, the fruit of tolerance of material things is immortality, is transcendence. So in the next verse in 2.15 it says, Yam hi na vyathayante te purusham purusharshabha samadukha sukham dhiram somrutatvaya kalpate. That Yam hi na vyathayante te, one who is not vyathayanta, one who is not disturbed, purusham purusharshabha, O Arjuna, who you are the best of the persons, purusham purusharshabha. There is a very beautiful poetic alliteration over here of the word purusha. Samadukha sukham dhiram, one who is equal in happiness and in distress. Somrutatvaya kalpate, so amrutatvaya, such a person will attain immortality. So what it says over here is that we will, immortality is the characteristic of the spiritual level of existence. So by practicing, by not taking material things too seriously, we will rise to the spiritual level of consciousness. So whenever our mind starts getting worked up about things, oh, this has gone wrong, oh, that person spoke like that about me, oh, this has happened. At that time, if we just calm down, if we just think about spiritual reality, redirect our mind using scriptural wisdom, using scriptural insights toward the spiritual realm. And the spiritual realm, there is not just the understanding that we are souls, there is also the understanding that we as souls are parts of Krishna. And Krishna loves us, and Krishna is always with us in our own hearts as our greatest well-wisher, as the Paramatma, Surdam Sarvabhutanam, as Krishna says in 5.29 in the Bhagavad-gita. So when we meditate on Krishna, then we understand that Actually, when we meditate on our spiritual identity and on Krishna's companionship, then we understand that, okay, this problem may be big, but I have gone through many, many lifetimes in which I have gone through far bigger problems than what I am facing at present. And just as by Krishna's grace, I have weathered those problems, so similarly, I will be able to weather this problem too. There is no need for me to get so worked up, so agitated, so worried. Let me just stay calmly focused, and gradually, by Krishna's mercy, I'll weather this problem also. So now the default tendency of our mind of being materially attached is to take material things too seriously, and that's why we need to make a serious effort to not take things at the material level too seriously. Of course, the easiest way to do that is by taking our spiritual side seriously. The more we stay connected with Krishna and the more we focus our energy on staying connected with Krishna, the more we'll realize that material things matter, but they don't matter all that much. And that we will be able to deal with whatever comes at the material level. So, but sometimes while practicing bhakti also, if we take material things too seriously, then we may feel, oh, this problem is so big, I cannot practice now bhakti now, and we'll give up the practice of bhakti. So therefore, we need to become serious about not taking things too seriously. Thank you. Hare